Hey Palominos, welcome to PAC Profile, where we interview people in the South Side. Today I wanted to interview one of an artist friends that I've made along my artistic journey. We're here with an artist who began his journey as a young child. He found comfort in drawing as an immigrant from Mexico. His first murals were painting posters for football games at school. When he eventually joined the military, he'd make pencil sketches of San Antonio, the Spurs, and most importantly, his family to feel connected from the people he loved from afar. A few years after returning home, he picked up art again, which led to him winning first place in the VIA Metropolitan Art Show in 2024, and again in 2025. His work has also been featured in the Whataburger Museum of Art, the Massa Collective, UTSA Southwest, and many other galleries in the city, like the Brick, Clamplight Gallery, Zona, and Charity Bar. Art is a universal language he learned to master to express himself and his culture. I'm pleased to welcome our guest, Mario Alberto Quintanilla, to Palo Alto College. So, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm doing great, yeah. Excited to have you here. I heard you had another interview today, so I'm glad we could pencil you in your schedule.
For sure.
So tell us about this piece you brought here today.
This is actually one of my first pieces that I kind of felt, where I kind of noticed that I could paint a little bit, you know? And it's basically, I'm very much a see something in almost nothing. I work, there's a picture of the map of San Antonio. So I saw that, and I saw so many colors in it, and I thought I could make something with that. And one of the first things that came to me was a folklorico dancer. And a lot of times, if you look up folklorico on Google, you'll see their dancing move. They're literally spinning their dress, like almost laying down, spinning their dress, and their dress is so many beautiful colors. And I thought I could do that with this map of San Antonio. So when I did it, just the colors that came out of it, I honestly did a little bit of research, and it turns out that the colors, certain colors are for certain districts of Mexico where you're from, and it tells you the dances you're from, and I did not know that. So I picked these colors out, and after I was done, I was like, let me add the symbols of the interstate. So I put the Highway 37, 410, 35, Highway 90, 281, and it kind of just came together, and I really liked it, and I was like, that's where I kind of was like, you know what, I could do something with this. So yeah, that's where this one came from.
Wow, I didn't know that different colors correlate to districts.
Yeah. Certain parts of dancing, for folklorico dancers, certain colors around the dress are for certain districts and stuff like that. Yeah.
Gotcha. And I love that you use red here because I feel like the color red, San Antonio uses it. If you look at their website too, and that's all very bold too. So when did you, we're going to go over your history, but when did you start making art?
I have to say middle school is where I started. English was my second language, so I struggled a little bit in school, couldn't understand the curriculum, and I figured if the class was going to go on without me, that I would draw on the side, My parents loved us very much, so they sent us to a Catholic school, and it was kind of like it was a quick moving, to try to catch up, So that's where I started my doodling, to the point where people, my classmates would notice, and they would ask me to draw stuff for them, and I kind of picked it up from there.
Oh wow! And was it kind of a way of understanding yourself in a way?
In a way, yes, and in a way of like breaking out of a shyness bubble. You know what I mean? When people would ask me to draw stuff, I felt like, well, I don't excel that much, but I can excel at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's something you do excel at today. We saw your other pieces too.
Thank you.
And so would you say it was like kind of this way of not just passing time, but it was something that you did to kind of understand yourself and the world around you?
Yeah, you could say that. Again, if I wasn't gonna be focused on the curriculum of the school, then I would just days off in my own mind, in my own imagination, have my own visions is what I like to call them, of things that I just want to put on canvas.
Yeah, if you don't mind me asking, which part of Mexico?
Laredo, Mexico.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And is there anything specific about that growing up there? Did you grow up there? Or?
No, I was born there, but my parents brought us to the United States at a young age, so I was raised here in San Antonio.
Okay, do you have any, I guess, like anything from that culture that you bring here in your art or symbols?
Oh, definitely. I mean, anything having to do with Hispanic culture. I have pieces of the Mexican flag. I have pieces of stuff that I remember growing up as a kid. Just a lot of culture, a lot of food, a lot of love and family and things like that. That definitely would.
You mentioned food. I like Mexican food here, but I feel like I'm more Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
Do you think there's other parts of Texas that have good Mexican food too?
Oh man, I'm sure there is, but since I love San Antonio, I'm going to say that we probably have the best one.
Gotcha. That's the correct answer, right? So you did mention that your love of drawing is inspired from your mother. Can you tell us a little bit about her?
Well, my mother was a seamstress, and she was very much, it might not have been art like drawing, but very much working with her hands. She was a seamstress, so she would have her patterns laid out, taking up the whole table, the kitchen table, where she would make dresses for people, very much hands-on, seamstress with the sewing machine. I mean, she would make something out of nothing, and I think that's where my drawing comes from, you know. I see something, a map, and I made something out of it, and I feel like how much of a go-getter that she was and a hard worker that she was, it kind of inspired me to be the same. You know?
And what did she think about when in your early days, when you were painting football posters? What did she think about that? Did she encourage it? Or?
Well, in high school, when you're 18, 19, it's not really like, hey, Mom, check this out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But as I got older, when we would have family gatherings, it would be funny because whenever we'd be sitting on the table joking around, I would draw somebody on the table and like a comic style, you know, and oh, she loved it. She loved it. I would draw my brothers doing something silly, and I would do it so quick, just like sketch it up real quick. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it was just enough to show them, and we would just have a blast. So she very much liked it.
Wow, that's really sweet. And you've done lots of shows in the city. Do you have what's your most memorable one?
My most memorable one is a Holiday on Houston Street, and that was a contest that was put up for a muralist to come together and make up something representing San Antonio. And I already had this one, and I was like, I'm going to throw my name in the hat. Never done a real mural before, like a serious mural. And I said, I'll put my name in the hat and see what happens. And sure enough, the contestants started to dwindle down, and then they gave me the green light that you made the cut, and I was just like, I couldn't believe it. And now it was time to make it, so then I wound up making it.
And I've seen it. It's tall, right?
Yeah.
It's like 10 feet?
Yeah, well, I think it's 8 by 8, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 8 by 8, which is pretty big, honestly. And I had to hang it in my garage to do it. I've never, like I said, never done a mural before, and I just had a blast doing it.
I'm curious about that because you did this first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you project it on that first?
I before that whole thing even came up, I was looking for a projector, and I found the old school projectors. I don't know if you've seen them, the ones with the head that sticks up like that, with the light, like old school. Like you probably haven't seen them. They're the big ones. You put the paper on top of it, the clear paper, and it projects it.
Oh,
I had just bought one, and I wound up using it to do that, and it worked out perfect.
I think that's interesting because when I do art, I can't imagine doing the same thing twice.
Yeah.
But when you're given an opportunity like that, it's like, heck yeah. Was it kind of intimidating? Like, are you precious about your art at all? Like, you don't want to... I don't know.
If you ask my wife, that we have an office at the house that's supposed to be an office, but I call it my gallery because I have so much of my art in there that, and I am very much like, oh, I don't want to get rid of it, you know? And eventually I'm going to have to, but at this moment, like, I just really like everything, and I want to hold on to it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I kind of feel that too. Growing up, I would have a bunch of drawings. Mm-hmm. My dad would just throw them away if they weren't put in the right spot. He's like, no, get it out. It shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And he did tell me, to be fair, to put them somewhere else, but I would just leave them everywhere. What is special about the San Antonio art scene and everything that you do?
I have to say the art scene, and to me, it might seem silly, but I get starstruck a little bit, you know? Like, even when I see you out when I saw you at Charity Bar, when I see you at the Brick or wherever, it's like, I know this person and I know his work, and that's awesome, you know what I'm saying? I like being around that. I like being in the area of, you know, seeing other artists and you know, I might not know you personally, but if I know your work, like, I'm like, oh, I know that person, and I like the feeling I get when I have my art out there and I see people looking at it and asking me questions about it. So definitely love the San Antonio art scene very much.
Yeah, and you've been everywhere. I mean, La Zona, the Brick, Clamplight Gallery, which are incredible places because when we go here, it's a bunch of people like us that are different ages, different races, different everything,
yes.
But we all come together just to meet. And I love them because that's actually how we met. You know, we saw each other at the art show, got to know each other through the art. It's great also meeting your family too, and I love Charity Bar for sure. Those are great
cool.
ones too. How does that inform your art style at all? Do you feel any kind of pressure?
No, if anything, I get inspired more. Seeing your art, the stories that you're telling with your art. I might not know the detail of the story, but I know when I see that, I could see that that's Isaiah behind that. And seeing other people's art inspires me. Colors, anything that just it's like a magnet to my eyes. So that's very much inspirational, seeing other people's art.
Yeah, if you don't mind asking, what do you do for your daylight? Sorry, wrong question. What do you do before art, like your day job?
Oh, I'm a welder for the city bus, so I'm an off-property welder. So I drive around town, and that's cool for me because again, inspiration everywhere. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
I actually just saw you a few months ago outside Pedernales installing.
Yeah. Did I call you? I called you, right? Did I say Isaiah? Or
I think so, because I was actually texting
me, right?
you. I was texting like, this guy looks a lot like you,
yeah.
and then it was you, which is funny, and it's cool because now we have those all over the school.
Yeah.
And it's like, how interesting.
Very much.
Like, I know you, and then I see you here and there and here. Yeah. And so that's your day job. Mm-hmm. How do you juggle doing this stuff, family stuff, art stuff, all together? How does that work-life balance?
I think like anybody else, you just make time for it. But what I find is that it has its time in my day, Do I want to make more time for it? Of course I do. But I also know that sometimes it's okay to pull away from it and come back with fresh eyes, I have my son at home, and my daughter lives here in town, and my wife and a dog. So there's a lot going on, but I know that there's time for it. And when I pull away from the art for a piece I'm working on, I know when I come back to it, I'm going to notice, hey, maybe a little bit more shadow here, or maybe a line over there, kind of thing. And that's always something that's kind of helped me out.
I love that. Sometimes taking a step away from the art actually helps you come back to it with new, fresh eyes, which I personally have to learn to do. I'm the kind of person where I'll stick on a piece for months and not do anything else. And I love that you said that, because every artist should, have a full life of not just art. You need to live life so you can have things to make art about.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm happy to see you today because the Alamo Colleges has shown a great interest in local artists. So, for instance, at the District Hall downtown, they have a Commons Art Gallery full of local artists, student work, professor work. I'm just so excited to have you here today, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we have some fun questions for you, and one question I wanted to ask is, what's one favorite album you like to listen to while making art?
Oh man, I don't think I have a favorite album, but I listen to all kinds of music. First of all, I love music, but I have to say that one of my main go-tos when I first start a piece a lot of the time is it's like a country folk, very much guitar-driven music with beautiful melodies, and it's just kind of just takes me with it, you know what I'm saying? And if I'm alone at the house, if there's a time when I'm alone, I'll crank it up, and I'll just sit there and I'll just start, and here you go, get on the ride and just paint away.
Heck yeah, you need music to make art.
Yeah, for sure.
Only sometimes you need silence, like when you're getting real precise. But
nobody say nothing.
Nobody say nothing. What's a fun fact about yourself that people otherwise wouldn't know?
Fun fact that I just became a grandfather, honestly. That's really exciting for me. Last weekend I just got back from Colorado. My daughter Brianna had a baby Sebastian, and I hadn't held an infant. My youngest son's 21, so I hadn't held an infant in such a long time, and just holding him, oh man, I was like, ugh, but at the same time I was like, oh, he's handsome, so it was nice.
That's incredible, and what an honor that is too.
Yes, very much.
That's great. And do you have any hidden talents?
Hidden talents? I play guitar, so that's something that I've been doing for a little bit. I kind of stopped doing it, and I picked it up again, and it's funny because I feel like I got better not even playing it. So, I'm just enjoying it right now, I play with my son at the house, or my brothers. We used to have a little band, so we kind of get together every once in a while and jam out.
And did you say that you would make some of your first artworks was band T-shirts too?
Yes, my dad was in a band years ago, and he would always want me to design something for the name of the logo, so I would be doing that. Then my son's in a band, so I designed a shirt for them. And when we were in a band with my brothers, I designed a shirt for us. So that's just, I was just doing that out of the love for it, you know. Yeah.
That's great to hear. And what's your single biggest inspiration in your life?
There's a lot of them. My family, for one, I'm inspired by them, seeing how they've grown, and it makes me feel good that they're doing their thing, and I want to inspire them by letting them see what I'm doing. No matter how old you are, you can still continue to pursue goals, still continue to pursue dreams, and little by little, it might not happen overnight, but it's definitely something that's doable.
Have they ever looked at your art and been able to tell what it's about? Like if it's about them or something?
Honestly, I like to confuse people.
Oh.
I mean, there might be some that they could tell, but I like to have a picture in a picture. I like to have meanings behind what I'm painting, and of the paintings that I brought today, I mean, there's a story behind each one of them. And if you can't tell, I'll be more than happy to tell you what I meant, what I was feeling through, what my vision was when I painted it.
Incredible. Thank you. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. Thank you for bringing your art out here today, and thank you. Appreciate you.
No, thank you for letting me be a part of this. It's awesome what you guys are doing. I'm humbled to be here, honestly. I'm sure there's plenty of artists that you have a line of people to come in, because this is a beautiful thing what you guys are doing. And artists love to talk about their art, and you guys are highlighting that. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure. You're actually the first artist on PAC Profile.
Oh,
So
wow.
congratulations.
Thank you.
This piece is called Somos Estados Unidos, meaning we're the United States, but not we're like one person, we're like two people, meaning American and Mexican. The flag says everything right there. It's got the eagle of the Mexican flag, and it's got the United States stars. The immigrants which are tending the dirt starts off, that's how they built the United States, starting off with the rough terrain, starting off with the rough dirt, and little by little they're tending it to the point where it's flourishing to your red and white stripes for the United States flag. Back here is land that's already been tended to be flourishing with any kind of fruits or whatever that they're tending to. And that's what this flag and Mexican flag, the United States flag, means to me, is that the immigrants built it, so we're part of that, the United States and Mexico. This piece is called El Músico, and it's an automaton that I made, my first one, and it's paper mache and tape and wires. I'm a welder by trade, so I was able to use some of my trading to make make it move in certain ways. It depicts somebody, well, mainly my dad playing the accordion. He had a dog at the time, so I put a little dog behind there, and of course I have to have the Last Supper from the house whenever you're there. Your parents always have it, so I recorded him playing so that when I played it, and then I spun it, that would be him playing the accordion.